I'm all draped out in the colors of old glory. The United States, round of 32, knockout stage, defeated Bosnia and Herzegovina, their first knockout stage win since 2002. Amazing moment. The game had a little bit of everything, including a controversial moment about 64, 5 minutes in. Definitely scratches your head a little bit. And just so you know, I didn't come alone. Mouth, I hope will join us momentarily. This is Jonathan Pariente, the Beast of the East, Downtown Sports. This is where sports come home. And we decided to bring back a guest we just had. Have him make an encore, a second appearance, and why not? Because now we're in the meat of the FIFA World Cup. The fun and games, the introductory fun is over. The round robin's done. Now we're in the knockout stage, win or go home. That's what it is now. And here to join me to discuss the FIFA World Cup and the knockout stage is one of our great friends of our podcast, Downtown Sports, mentor to the Beast, to the Mouth of the South, John Schiavone, former host of New Yorkers Sports Rant, the mighty Matt Express podcast. He is our good friend, Matt O'Boyle, and he joins us here today on Downtown Sports. Matt, a great pleasure to have you back with us. I'll tell you, it's been quite an amazing start. 10 games already of the knockout stage, and we've already had some memorable moments, haven't we?
Well, thanks for having me on, John. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been overwhelming, putting it mildly. I don't even know if that even does it justice. My lord, every time you think that we've seen the craziest thing ever, well, then along comes Belgium.
Yeah. I mean, these goals that are being, the amazing part is these goals that are coming in, they're coming in at the crunch time moments of the second half. They're coming in stoppage time. They're coming in the last 2 minutes. And then we had a late penalty kick before penalty kicks.
Oh, it was.
I mean, a little bit of everything. It's been crazy.
It has been. How if somebody in Hollywood wrote this script, nobody would believe it.
No.
Not,
We had it,
honestly.
yeah, crazy. We had at least four games that could have been monumental upsets in
Yeah,
this first round.
yeah.
Crazy. Brazil had to squeak out a game,
Mm-hmm.
barely winning that 2-1.
Yeah.
They could have easily given that game away. England had to scratch and claw in the final minutes
Oh,
to
you
edge
mean
out Congo.
Harry Kane
Well,
had a scratch
Harry
and
Kane
claw.
did that. Yeah, that's fair. Norway had to squeeze out one.
Yep.
Holland made a huge goal late. And then, of course, you had the stunning meltdown by Senegal, up 2-0 in the 83rd minute. And two quick goals. Lukaku scored the first one, and then the header to tie the game. It wasn't him that scored that second. Somebody else did.
Yuri Tielemans.
Kielemans, yeah. Kielemans tied it up. And then, of course, the penalty kick at the very end, I believe. Did Kielemans take that
Yeah,
goal?
Tielemans took that as
So
well.
Kielemans had the goal in the 120th minute of stoppage time in the extra time.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Belgium pulled away with a 3-2 win. And then, of course, the last game, the United States, which also took a ridiculously very controversial red card penalty on Balogun, which I just was shaking my head at that. I would have said at worst, this should have been a yellow card.
I think
Also,
that was how most people felt.
no, it just boggles me. I never seen VAR used for a card. I've seen VAR.
Well,
I thought VAR is only for, okay, this is going to be a penalty kick. This is going to be maybe a goal that was offside, but no, it's a good goal.
no, if when it comes to so it's a weird dynamic. I think if the referee issues a yellow, they can't overrule it and turn it to a red.
Hmm.
But if no card is issued, VAR can step in and suggest to the referee that he made a mistake and missed something. It's a weird. Well, at least I think that's how it is in the Premier League. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
They've been like tap dancing around how this all works, but it was clearly accidental. But I guess by the letter of the law, I guess I don't know. I guess you could say I don't know. It felt harsh, but
There were
uh,
some moments in that game that were a little ridiculous. There were a few moments where I think Pulisic had his jersey pulled down,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
don't call a flag. That should have been a yellow card for that. There were at least three instances of jersey pull downs, and clearly, no, you see the Bosnian defenders were beat, and they had to resort to salty
yeah.
tactics.
Yeah, well that that's the thing. Like when they call it the dark arts of football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, where when you don't have the talent or the skill, you use dark arts to hang in there and keep yourself in the match. Um, and the officiating, I think the officiating for the most part in the World Cup so far has been really good.
Yeah,
From the standpoint of they've been letting them play.
that's the point. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to
Um,
get to with that.
for sure, I know. I thought that when I was watching, I think it was it was the Netherlands Morocco match.
Mm,
I'm like, this guy is just letting them go. This is like
yeah,
prison rules. I'm like,
no,
this is great. I'm
yeah.
like,
I mean,
you know,
I understand too because the referees have to be. Well, obviously the referees for all games are going to be not from a country that's playing each other. It's going to be
right,
from a
correct,
neutral
yeah.
country. So there's no yeah
They're usually from a different like continent. To be honest with
yeah.
you,
Well, yeah,
like
because they don't want
yeah.
favoritism. They don't want favoritism, and that's perfectly fair.
Yeah, exactly. But you know how it is. Like the only time anybody ever notices an official doing a good job is when they don't say anything about him.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of a good job. Like
Well,
you don't bring up like a referee in the NFL or a
right.
referee in the NBA or in
No, that's understandable.
yeah,
Absolutely. You just don't want to have some controversial moment where a referee card has to knock a
right,
team's best player out of the game. And
yeah,
fans pay hard-earned money to see their star play. It's like
yeah,
in the NBA.
absolutely,
So, all right, but
yeah, yeah.
let's dive in through some of
Go
these.
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
but let's dive in through some of these games that have taken place over the first couple days. And we'll start with the very first game over the weekend that kicked off the knockout stage, and that was Canada and South Africa. That was, I mean, you heard the crowds in Canada were insane.
Yeah,
I mean, you never have heard. I mean, I thought United States fans were passionate. Boy, the
yeah.
Canada fans were into that game from the beginning.
Yeah, the it was funny too because one of the things that really kind of I wouldn't say hurt them, but it was obviously would have been more ideal. They didn't end up being able to play their games in Toronto,
Mm.
uh, and I think that hurt a little bit. But they went to, I think it L.A. I think it was, or Seattle. I can't
Uh,
remember which
well,
one it was.
Seattle's been a very good. Seattle was. Well, they did have the other game in Seattle
Yeah,
the previous game.
I forget where it was, but anyway, they had to go to the United States to play, and but they were, they South Africa gave them all they could handle. You get the late goal, and Canada moves through, which is a good thing. It's unfortunate. I don't think they're going to play again in Canada, but I could be wrong. I have
Yeah,
to
it was in
look.
L.A. It was L.A. that
Yeah, it
last
was
game.
LA.
It was
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
But they had a good turnout, and just because they weren't playing in Canada didn't mean that the Canadians didn't come out in force
Oh no.
to support their team. So yeah, I think it's great to have as we stand right now to have the three host countries all still in the round of 16.
That's what you want to see. That's
Yeah,
exactly what you want to see.
absolutely.
If
So
this game had been in Seattle, you would have had the Vancouver British Columbia crowd would have
exactly, yeah,
just come right
exactly.
over, and that would have been,
Exactly.
oh my god.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. No question. Yeah, no question.
Well, the great thing is, again, like, many roads lead to Canada from the United States. Many borders,
Yeah,
many United States countries border a portion of Canada. So no matter where you play, you feel like Canada's always kind of right there on the other side. So
yeah, yeah.
definitely good. All right. So Canada pulling off that win against South Africa was big. It was 1-0. So Canada moves on, and they played, and they're going to play on our birthday. By the way, also happy Canada Day today. So today is Canada's Independence Day in celebration. Canada will play Morocco, and what a win Morocco had in one of, I think, I know people say it was not. Morocco played even. Morocco had a pretty good chance, and they did. They outplayed the Netherlands for the most part. I did
Yeah,
not expect Morocco was going to beat the Netherlands. That's what I did not expect.
I put a lot of this on former Netherlands manager Ronald Koeman. He played a style that is so not what you would call traditional Netherlands football. Played five at the back, very conservative.
Yeah.
And Morocco is a very good team. They're very strong. But and he's been criticized. He actually resigned as we
Yeah,
were.
he did. He stepped down yesterday.
Yeah, he
He did.
stepped down. Now he has legitimate reasons. His wife is struggling with breast
Yeah.
cancer, and so
Yes.
and all the best to her and his family, of course. But the tactical sort of approach to it was just not good. I mean, that was far too conservative. You have to put Morocco on the back foot a little bit and make them uncomfortable. And I think that was the last thing they did. The Netherlands. It was we had a great story that only unfortunately lasted for a few minutes. Cody Gakpo scores the go-ahead goal,
Yeah. He had a lot
and
of things happen. He had an unborn child
yeah,
that passed
yeah,
away.
passed, yeah,
So
and
for him to really pull this off, and we're pleased to welcome, just joining us, the mouth of the South is here. He made it. He's here, and well,
making
for the
his
mic,
grand entrance into
he'll be
into the
coming on.
podcast.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah,
are,
I'm here.
so if you were Morocco and you liked Morocco's chances, I trust once it got to penalty kicks, because Bono is a legend in penalty kicks.
Yeah, he's out.
He
He's
just
out.
gets in your head. He plays such. You think penalty kicks look so easy? You easily should. It's right there. The net's right in front of you. Just kick the ball into the net.
No, it's
It's
it's harder
angling.
than it.
It's
It's
all
harder.
angling with the ball.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks. There's no question.
And the Netherlands look clearly intimidated. They looked like they were out of their zone. They looked a little shell shocked out there going
Yeah,
into the.
I don't disagree with you. They did look a little off their game. No question.
So for Morocco, huge win for them. They move on. They will play Canada. That's a great performance for them. And then the other games were pretty much predictable. France blew away Sweden 3-0. Mbappe. I mean, what else can you say about killing Mbappe?
Well, I will agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mbappe is just one of the best players in the world, but I think we have to throw some roses at Michael Elise. Good Lord. I mean, he is
hmm
just, my gosh. I mean, he is just phenomenal. Michael Elise he's
Mbappe, Elise, and France took a $1 parlay and won me $50 on DraftKings.
Wow,
oh, there you go.
$50. Well, you enjoy that $50. That's I put smaller on them, but France right now for me could clearly be the one that's going to be the team that could win this entire thing again.
I
We
don't.
did win it a few years ago, of
I
course.
don't. I don't think there's anybody even close, to be honest. And that includes Argentina, who are outstanding. But I just think this France team is just phenomenal. I mean, this is a different animal.
There's just no limits to them. They just have no
No,
weaknesses in depth, and they're just
no, they're just phenomenal. They just tear teams apart. And
So I know I'm late,
it's okay.
but I had to get myself all day quilled up, ready to talk, wrapping yourself in the flag of America.
Yeah, it's
Because
old glory. It's old glory. Old glory.
yes,
Yes.
because this is the World Cup edition, and I had to be here. This is also the edition where we celebrate America,
Yes.
and I had to be here. I could not let illness keep me away. I
Yes.
could not let sickness keep me away. I had to somehow create a voice.
Mm.
Shout out to Bigelow Tea.
Yes. Joe Torre
Shout
always
out
talked
to
about it good.
Bigelow Tea.
possible sponsor of the Downtown Sports podcast.
If we want to call it that.
No,
Well, Joe
it's the
Torre, love
sponsor.
Joe Torre. Always keeps it as part of his routine. He drinks Bigelow tea all the time.
Well, no, that's what's probably giving me about the 20 minutes of voice I have.
Oh.
Plus,
Mm-hmm.
I had to deal with a student of mine.
Understand.
Work comes first.
Of course.
Always work come first.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And then, of course, so Yeah, so France winning that 3-0, that was a gimme. And then, of course, Mexico obliterating Ecuador in
Yeah,
Estadio Azteca.
yeah.
I
It sets up honestly probably the most intriguing match so far of the entire World Cup. England having to travel to Mexico City to play at the Azteca.
Yeah, high
Oh,
altitude and all that.
and you're darn right. The altitude and the heat and oh my
Bye
lord,
bye.
Oh, you
that
think it's
crowd.
already bye bye for England before they've even stepped foot in Azteca? I know it's a tough place to play. I
Yeah,
get it. Azteca is a oh my god, it's
that
like
is a
walking into
call.
hell.
That is a
Mexico
cauldron.
has
That is a cauldron of
hot.
terrifying.
It's just England has England doesn't experience 80-degree heat
And right now, Europe and France
most
are
of the
dealing with
time.
that. Yeah, most of France, Europe, they're all dealing with it. France has been blaming the United States for the air condition, blah blah blah, that it's causing global warming. I don't know. We can go into country political fights. We're not doing that here.
Oh yeah, sure.
And it's hot here. I know we're not out of the heat dome that's over our city right now. We got 98,
Listen,
99 tomorrow. It's gonna be
yeah.
fun. I have to work in that heat.
I think it's
Real
even more
fun.
than that. The intimidation of that Mexican crowd.
Mm.
I don't know if you know what they did to the Ecuadorian soccer team. They kept them awake all night with fireworks and music and everything right outside their hotel room. They
Mm.
refused to let them sleep. So England, get ready for it
Well, I hope.
because
Oh, the English will just go out and party. You don't understand. They'll just go out and party with them.
now this isn't the England teams from back in the 80s and the 90s, Johnny. This they don't this is not that team.
England will
No.
sit down with a little strawberries and cream. They'll watch their Wimbledon. By the way, Wimbledon is going on right now in good old England.
They'll have their tea
And
but no,
crumpets, and they'll
they're not going out and drinking. That's not happening.
all right.
They
These
might not drink, but they'll party in the
A cup of
streets.
tea calms the mind. Cup of
no,
tea calms your mind.
no, these England, no, you don't realize the pressure that England is dealing with back home. You still have idiots singing football's coming home. Yeah, well, football might be going home after the match at the Azteca. You might be going home. I don't think it's
Mm,
coming home. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, how it's impossible for Mexico to lose there.
Yep.
It's not
I
impossible, but it's not likely. I'll say
it's gonna
that.
take it'll be it's France or no one. I don't see anybody but France beating them there.
Argentina still has something to say about that.
Well,
True,
Argentina is going to play in
but
the coming days from now, and that definitely we'll see which Argentina team. Obviously, I expect they'll show up. It's Messi. I mean, who would not? But Argentina's going to have a test in front of them, as is Portugal. Portugal's going
Yeah,
to play Croatia. That's no gimme.
yeah,
That is not a
yeah.
gimme. And
No,
then
I agree. I agree.
and then we had, of course, the one of the big what could have been. Who knows if it could have been an upset or not? Norway edging out the Ivory Coast 2-1. That's Norway's first ever knockout stage win in the FIFA World Cup, and it took a late goal by Erling Brut Haaland in the 86th minute to knock off the Ivory Coast, and that's big for Norway. And it's amazing, really, for me how you see the crowd. The Norway crowd's very passionate for their team. It's love. It's great. You love seeing them doing the little rowing. They come packing the arena in the red. I
Yeah,
never would have imagined Norway would ever have evolved into a soccer country. It just never
yeah,
struck me as that.
yeah. They've been producing like tremendous players now for probably like the last decade and a half, maybe 2 decades, even maybe even a little longer. But it's been going on longer. It took a little while because a lot of them were coming up through the youth system,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, they're a talented team. I mean, defensively they're a little questionable, but the attack is strong.
Yep.
Um, they do definitely have strong attackers, and they're certainly capable of scoring goals. So I don't know if you heard that they went and celebrated in front of the palace of the King of Norway. He's
Mm.
89 years old. They woke him up in the middle of the night.
Well, I
60
mean,
60,000 people out in front of his palace, which is
well,
great stuff, good stuff. But
look, I'm
apparently
sure
he
Morocco
can
did the
be,
same. I'm sure with their king.
yeah,
Morocco is
yeah,
the king. Has Mohammed the set? I think the sixth. I believe it is. I'm
yeah,
losing track of these numbers, but yeah,
yeah.
but yeah,
So
Mohammed's King Mohammed. He's very well revered in Morocco. So
yeah, Yeah, so I know they said the King of Norway is a huge football fan, so
Okay.
he was very happy. So,
Well, England will have King Charles in the pressure with that game as
oh
well. Can they
yeah,
win for King
well, no,
Charles?
if they're smart, I'm not going to the Azteca. Let's put it that way.
Let's be fair with
Yeah,
that.
no,
Definitely true.
he shouldn't go there at all.
Mm. We already talked about England edging the Democratic Republic of Congo. That was a, I'll tell you, that lead almost held for Congo until about the
Wow,
75th minute with the two
no.
goals by Harry Kane.
It's just so hard, like when you're a team like DRC, like you're just running like a madman for 75 plus minutes.
Mm.
Just your legs go on you eventually, and
Yeah.
Harry Kane just grabbed the match by the the scruff of the neck, and he's
Yeah.
like, "All right, I got this."
Well,
And that second goal he hit, it was just like that's Harry Kane in a nutshell. Like, I got this.
just give him
Like, just
space.
get out of my way. I got this.
Yeah.
And he
Yep.
just hit an absolute worldie, an absolute banger, and
Yep.
unbelievable, because the world would have come to a crashing
Oh,
end
forget it.
if they had lost to DRC.
Sorry.
Like in England, it would have been a disaster. So
Yeah. And then, of course, we already talked about the 2-0 comeback from Belgium. They were down 2-0 against Senegal. And gotten two late goals, 86th minute by Lukaku, and then in the 89th minute by Tielemans. And then a very, I don't know if we can call it kind of a controversial, kind of a close call, a foul in the penalty area, which resulted in a penalty kick seconds before the game would have gone to penalty kicks in the second extra time. And Belgium came away. Tielemans got the penalty kick goal, 3-2. Belgium
yeah,
advanced.
it was. I think it was a fair penalty. You can't. You clip the guy in the back of the leg as he's going for a cross that's coming in.
It was on the
Yep.
line, though. It was like kind of right on that penalty area line. If it was on
I
the
know,
outside, it would
but
have just been a free kick.
you can't, like, there, especially when it comes to
But if
like,
it's right on the line, Beast, here's the part of the statement, right? If it were right, how is it controversial? You said, but it was right on the line. If
On
it
the line, as in,
were,
I'm talking about on the line of the penalty area, because if it was outside the penalty area, it would have just been a free kick and not a penalty kick, where at least you
yeah,
could have a little defense in front of you, so it's not a guaranteed sure goal.
but it was on the line of a penalty area. So guess what? If it's on the line of the penalty area,
yeah, he was in the box. I mean, you're in the
there
box.
you go.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. It looked
I'm
kind of. It looked.
sorry, it's not
It looked a
controversial,
little close. It
bro.
looked a little close to me, but all right. But I'll tell you what was controversial, and I think me and Matt talked about it before we came on the air, and that was, of course, the United States Bosnia Herzgovina game that just finished up. United States came away winning 2-0, but at a cost. Balogun got called for a red card. It was VAR reviewed. It looked like an accidental foul. A lot of people believe it should have been worse, no worse, a yellow card. Instead, it's a red card. United States had to play down one man for the last 36 plus 10 minutes of stoppage time. And then on top of that, Balogun has to miss his next match against Belgium, since a red card automatically carries over into missing the next game, in addition to coming out of the game in the current game. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that's a lot. Yeah, so Pulisic's going to have to really play hero out there, and he had to. He had to play until he ran out of gas. I mean, the United States didn't really start making subs until about 80 minutes into the second half.
And
With
well, Ricardo Pepi, for the fortunate thing is Ricardo Pepi is a pretty solid backup. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt the United States. It
Yeah.
does to lose Balogun, but Ricardo Pepi is a good player. So yeah, everybody's going to have to step up their game. That's
Pepe's
all.
going to be one of them. You're going to need Pepe in this game
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
no
going to
question.
if
Yeah,
you
no
take
question.
Belgium down.
Yeah.
But great win for the United States. It's their first win, World Cup knockout stage since 2002. So it's definitely a good confidence boost for this team. And you definitely saw the United States. People talked about this at the end of the game. You definitely heard it from Thierry Henry and company. The United States played with. They played. Did they look like they were a lot more motivated after the red card? Do you think they played with a little more motivation and a little more of determination than
Yeah,
before the 64th minute?
yeah, absolutely. No question. You could see that when they had the hydration break, they were talking about, I think it was Stu Holden, had said maybe this is the time to take Pulisic off because he looked a little bit leggy. Just that, like his fitness is, he's fit, but he's just not back to like full form
Yeah.
after the the knock he took in the first game. Um, but he stayed on Pochettino, who I give him credit. It was a good call on Pochettino's part because it was Pulisic who drew the free kick that Malik Tillman, who I think was one of the players, he might have been the man of the match for me. I think him and Tim Ream and Matt Freese were all brilliant today. Those three in particular, I thought were really, really, really good. And Weston McKinney, of course.
Oh,
Weston
McKinney
McKinney.
was great.
Weston McKinney, I don't think he's had a bad performance. I can't even remember how long. Um, Hurts
Can I just say
Bosnia.
one thing?
Yeah.
Drawing Belgium in the next round is probably the biggest gift the United States could have gotten because they are probably the most disjointed of the big time teams that are left in this tournament.
I would have preferred Senegal. I think Senegal, you like the U.S.'s chances a little bit more against Senegal than against
Well,
Belgium.
true, but I agree, but you knew they were going to beat Senegal. The
Oh, I don't
thing
know about
is,
that.
They
That's
couldn't
not
beat
true.
Ghana how many years ago? How many times did Ghana end the United States' World Cup run?
Not to
yeah,
mention
I agree.
Senegal was up 2-0 in the 80 plus minute area. It just fell apart late, but Senegal's a good team.
Mm.
I
What
don't
I'm
know.
saying is, I think the U.S. could keep up with Belgium's scoring
Okay.
in general. So they might be able to put actual pressure on Belgium and then keep the pressure up if Belgium starts to go on a run.
You're going to have to. And Lukaku is always going to be lurking out there. That's going to be your biggest challenge is whoever's on Lukaku has to stay on Lukaku. Let him
Yeah,
go and you're in trouble.
I don't think he can give you more than a second half substitution, though. I don't think physical fitness wise, I don't think he's capable of giving you like 70 or 75 minutes. I think he's capable of like 25 to 35 minutes at most. So I think he'll probably still come off the bench against the United States.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll start him.
No,
Um,
probably not.
he just
They could. They could.
he's had fitness issues all
Mm.
season. He walked away from Napoli, and basically he was injured but didn't want to rehab with them because he was under the impression that I want to get fit for the World Cup. Well, I don't know that he got fit. You don't in soccer parlances, you don't usually get fit not training with your club. Training on your own doesn't usually seem to do the same kind of
Mm.
quality to your body that it does when you work with your club. Lukaku is obviously still he was impressive, no question, but he only came on for what, like the last 25, 30 minutes before extra time kind of thing. Um, that's a lot for him at this point in his career. He's a big man. I'm not saying that in a bad way. That's a big man though.
It's his
He
presence. His presence.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Without question, and he played really well. To be honest with you, he played really well.
Mm.
His
So is
ability
there
to
a
shoot.
way? Does the U.S. have a player that they could pull off the bench that can be a specific defensive assignment for this veteran?
We did see one at the we did see that sub, particularly at the late end. That was the son of former United's coach,
Sebastian
Berhalter.
Berhalter. Yeah. Yeah.
Berhalter could be that guy.
And I also have to throw some roses at Tim Ream, 38
Oh,
years old,
38. Mm.
and he played great tonight. He really did. You could see he left everything out on the pitch as a 38-year-old. Like, he was gassed by the end of the night. I think he's 38 if I remember
Yep, he
correct.
is.
Yeah.
38 from
So
St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah,
so then maybe
he left everything on the pitch tonight. He really did. He played. I thought he played really really well because there was one. I know there was one opportunity for Bosnia Herzgovina, sort of fairly late in the match,
Mm.
where it was about to be a shot on net,
He
and
got
I
a little
think
chippy.
yeah, well, yeah, he did. He did get a little chippy. Yeah, he did. That is true. He
Well,
did
yeah,
get a little.
Bosnia was getting away with a lot of nonsense. I mean, they were getting
Yeah.
away with
Well,
pulling players' shirts. They were
yeah.
tripping players.
That's the
Referee
dark
was not
arts,
calling
man.
anything.
That's the dark arts, man. If they,
you know what?
it's like it was like back in the day when we were watching the NBA in the '90s.
Physical
Yeah,
play.
yeah, physical play. If they let you get away with it, you keep doing it.
You
And you're
want to
right.
go?
They did.
You want to use dark arts? Well, let's go to the shadow realm, boys. Let's go to the shadow realm.
Well,
Here's how I feel about. Here's how. Now here's what I'm thinking, right, Matt? Even without Balogun, does the U.S. defeat Belgium? Yes or no?
Yes, I think they do, but I could be wrong.
Because I think so too, and it's because of what we discussed last week. Um, you thought Belgium could have been knocked out against Senegal.
Yeah, they were
Now,
pretty darn close.
Mm-hmm.
yep, and now because here's the thing, I think if now the only thing I said last week, if it clicks, it's gonna click good, and
No, I don't buy it.
Belgium could be very dangerous.
I'm not buying it. Nope,
I
not
don't I don't
buying it.
buy it in the 80 something minute against
No,
Senegal when it all
I'm not
just fell
buying it.
apart.
Senegal just fell apart late, unfortunately. They were the better side. By I don't know. By the way, it'll get lost in the shuffle. Ismail Assar's goal for the second goal for Senegal was absolutely brilliant. Ball over the top. He plays it off his chest, knocks it straight down into his path, and with a beautiful finish. And he beats arguably the best goalkeeper in the world in Thibaut Courtois, and that should have been lights out. But they just they took the foot off the gas, and they allowed Belgium to get back into the game. Lukaku came on. He had an opportunity first. He missed it. And then shortly after that, he got another opportunity. He buried it. And that really knocked Senegal on their back feet. It's like a boxer dominating a fight, and then all of a sudden they catch one punch,
Yeah.
and they can't recover.
Intimidation. You give them
Yep.
one little bit of momentum, and that's all Belgium really needed.
That
And
was it.
in the latter minutes, you're playing with desperation. No
Yeah.
matter down 3 goals, 2 goals,
Yeah.
you're going to leave it all out there in those final 5 minutes plus stoppage time. That's just
Yeah.
how it works.
But
Now,
that Senegal team is really talented, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
yep.
actually, but they clearly got knocked back, and they I don't know if I'd have to really look at the whether or not you should take the penalty. It was a penalty. I don't disagree with that, but like it was maybe you were just better off letting it play in, kind of thing, as opposed to taking the penalty because
Yeah.
make the guy finish. But it was Senegal was really good for like 80 plus minutes, and then it just
Yeah.
kind of fell apart.
The cold sting. It's the
You
cold
know,
sting of the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
here's the one question I'm going to ask now. Losing Balogun in this game, if the U.S. beats Belgium,
Yes.
ironically, this could work out really great because then you give Balogun a whole game of rest after a World Cup of carrying this team with Pulisic injured.
Yeah, well,
So now Balogun gets pretty much a game off
yeah.
to rest up
Hmm.
for the Elite Eight competition. Pulisic gets healthier, so then Pulisic is back in prime shape. Balogun gets a game of rest. Does this increase the USA's chances of getting into the top four?
I want you to look at the bracket right that I've got on the screen right in front of you, and you see who the U.S. would play if they get to July 10th. Spain, Austria, Portugal, Croatia. U.S. is going to be likely playing one of those teams if they make it past Belgium. I cannot. If Matt, you believe Portugal could get by Croatia.
I think they will. Yeah.
You believe Spain should take down Austria pretty handedly.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So now when it comes down, so then that means Spain Portugal would be the next round of the knockout stage for them. Who wins in that matchup? Do you think Ronaldo gets past his
No,
neighbor country in Spain?
no, I think Spain is just. I think Portugal's good. Really good, really strong midfield. But I think Spain just has too much. Granted, the key, the key with Spain is the fitness of Lamine Yamal.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, whether or not Nico Williams can come back. I don't know what his status is because he hasn't played at all. But when they were at the Euros, I mean, Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal just dominated the Euros. They were they were unstoppable. Um, that midfield is still really good with Pedri and Gavi and all the. I mean, it's just a tremendous midfield. I think Portugal's really strong, but I just don't. I think the problem is the Ronaldo issue.
Yeah, he's 41. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
and he
relying on
and
an aging veteran.
you basically play with 10 men on defense because he doesn't do any running. I mean, zero. And he can't run even on the attack anymore.
Did he ever do? Was he ever a runner when he was young,
He
Ronaldo?
was a runner when he was younger. I mean, he would run when he was younger, but he hasn't been a runner in quite some time. I mean, listen, he's still a brilliant goal scorer. That goes without saying. But
Mm.
when there's no effort. Like, listen, Messi's a walker. We don't even.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even joke. I mean, I wouldn't even try to argue that. But Messi measures his runs. He knows when it's time to make the run, and he'll make a run. Ronaldo just can't even do it anymore, kind of thing.
Mm.
It's just a different dynamic. Messi will still make the run. He'll know when it's time to make the run. He reads the pitch better than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Talking with Matt O'Boyle, former host of New Yorkers Sports Rant, big soccer expert, FIFA World Cup, and let's look at the very bottom of the bracket of the knockout stage. We're down to the last chunk of them. We already mentioned the Portugal, Croatia, Spain, Austria game in a little bit. Now we have the last games on the bottom: Switzerland and Algeria, Colombia, Ghana, Australia, Egypt, and Argentina against Cabo Verde. Uh, this is interesting. I mean, Colombia, Ghana. That's not a gimme. That one. That's really
No.
not a gimme.
Yeah.
Colombia could shock. I could see Colombia winning it, but don't sleep on Ghana at all.
No. The thing is, I think Colombia is a really good side. Ghana, like, look. Here's the thing. If Colombia gets a goal early, it's over because Ghana just doesn't have the ability to counter it, like counter attack wise. And I think Colombia is really good. Um, I think they're a very underrated team. I don't think any of the big boys want to play Colombia in the late rounds. Um, Ghana, look, strong, low block. They're going to play defense. They're going to just try to like frustrate you. But I think ultimately, I think I mean, I think Colombia is a really good side. They do a lot of good things, and it's funny. James Rodriguez, who has like disappeared off the face of club football, he shows up at international tournaments, and he's like a magician. It's amazing. Like he hasn't made like a relevant like contribution to a club team in ages, but the minute it's an international thing, he shows up and he's brilliant.
I think I would love to see if we can, if everything lines up correct, if we get to the final four, Colombia, Argentina.
Yeah.
I mean, what could you ask for a good battle of South America? Colombia and
E-
Oh
Argentina that have
man.
been doing this a
even
long time.
Argentina doesn't want that, and Argentina are just phenomenal, and they don't want that.
Mm.
They don't want Colombia. They would prefer anybody other than Colombia. Anybody.
And then you have Algeria. You think Algeria can surprise some folks? Another country in Africa, they could definitely make a run. Switzerland, I wouldn't sleep on them. They can be a very sneaky team, but
Yeah, the thing is, Switzerland has been always been really good in like the group stage, and then struggle a little bit sometimes as the tournament gets a little bit deeper. Algeria is really good too. They have plenty of really good players. You got to remember the French connection,
mm,
with players that didn't get pulled into the French national team. If they have Algerian background, they can go play for Algeria, and so there's a lot of talented players on that team. Riyad Mahrez has turned back the clock. I mean,
mm-hmm.
my lord. I mean, he's got to be. I don't even know. I'm gonna guess off the top of my head. He's got to be 32 or 33 years old at least.
That would be, what was the name again of the
Riyad Mahrez.
Riyad Mahrez?
He's
There
got
we
to.
are.
He's got to be at least 32.
35. He's
35.
35.
It's even older than that. Yeah.
Amazing.
But he's still got a left peg that is just absolutely brilliant. Um, his left leg is just it's a magician's wand.
Hmm.
Um, so they still have players on that team that can, still make an impact.
And you have
So
Zidane's son, and you got the son of Zinedine
yeah,
Zidane
that's right.
goaltending.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
Zinedine
yeah,
Zidane.
he is of
That
Algerian
is
descent. He is of Algerian
hmm
descent.
Yep.
People don't
But that's
realize
like
that.
saying that. But that's like saying Bronny James is as good as LeBron James, like kind of thing.
I think Zidane's son is a capable
Yes,
goalkeeper.
he is.
I think he is,
He's a
without
good.
a
No,
doubt.
he's a good player, but he's just not his dad. I mean, his dad is
no
more.
his dad is the number one player in the history of France. I
Oh, without a
mean,
doubt.
Uh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It ended. His career kind of did end in controversy,
Yeah, with the
unfortunately.
headbutting him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
and
a bit of a blemish.
he kind of he became famous for being Mike Tyson, but
Mm, yeah.
whatever.
But let's see if look. I'd like to see if Algeria can shock the world here. Maybe they can
I think I
they
think
can
I think
surprise
that
us.
I think they're certainly capable of it. Switzerland's a good side, but I think Algeria. I think that's like a 50-50 one. I don't think that
That
one's.
is definitely a 50-50 shot. If Switzerland wins though, they're gonna do very well. I think if Algeria wins, they're gonna have a tougher time moving through.
Well, because you have
That makes sense.
Colombia or Ghana who await you next round. So if Algeria makes it, Colombia is going to be staring you down, or that's not going to be easy for Algeria to pull off. I'm not saying they
Well,
can't.
I don't think Ghana's gonna win because here's the thing. Ghana was always famous as an international organization for being like a counterpuncher. Unfortunately, they have no way of punching back
Mm.
if they have a goal scored on them. The reason Ghana always eliminated the United States was because even if the US would score a goal back on Ghana and get through the defense and then get a lead, Ghana would then be able to go back and
It's
score
counter
two
right
goals.
punch.
They
Yeah.
had an attacker or two. This generation does not have an attacker at all.
So
There's no attackers on this team.
puts them in a tough spot. No doubt about it. And then, of course, Australia, Egypt. That's another interesting one. I'd like to see Egypt surprise some people, and I think they do have some hidden talent on that team.
Australia is not good. Like
Well,
watching them, they just don't play well. Matt, your thoughts on that? Because for just watching film of this team in this tournament. Now, all I have is this team and this tournament. I can't judge anything else, and my general knowledge of how I feel good football is played. Um, am I wrong in saying that Australia is just not good? Is Egypt that much worse?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. The thing is this. I mean, it's knockout football. Australia is going to play physical. They're not going to give Egypt 1 inch of space to play. They're going to try to be physical with them the entire way. Now, the thing is, even though he's not the Mohamed Salah he used to be, they still have Mohamed Salah. They have Marmouche. In terms of the attack, they do have talent in there, but Australia is going to turn this into a bar fight. Basically, is what they're going to do. So the question is, can if Egypt gets a goal, within I don't know, say first 25, 30 minutes, then yeah, then it's going to be really hard for Australia. But Australia just not going to. They're going to turn this into a rugby match,
mm,
basically,
yeah.
and try to get corners and set pieces, and when that kind of free kicks, whatever. That's what they're going to try to do. But in terms of talent, yeah, Egypt has more talent, no question. I mean, even though Mo Salah is not the player he was last season for the 2 seasons ago. I'm sorry for Liverpool. He's still Mohamed Salah, and Marmouche is still a very talented striker. They have players in the midfield. They have players in the defensive line. They're still a good team. So
Mm.
I would take Egypt in that if I had to put money on it.
And then the last one.
Exactly.
This is probably, I mean, this should be an automatic, but surprises could happen. Argentina and Cabo Verde, and Cabo Verde, one of the smallest countries competing in the World
Hold
Cup in
on.
this round.
Stop right there and stop right there. This little country has gone through group stages and everybody is looking at them like lose and they're like no, they're like, lose, and they're like, no, lose, and they're like, no, because they don't really compete in international anything. They've never really done anything in the World Cup before. I think this is like what, maybe the first or second time they've gone even.
First.
It's their first.
This is their first World Cup, and they're here to, whoop ass and eat ice cream. And apparently, we ran out of ice cream on day damn one.
Yeah, and they haven't met Lionel Messi, Lautaro Martinez, and Julian Alvarez, and the rest of the Argentinian team. Yeah, they're gonna get a fucking harsh dose of reality, John.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, look,
Sorry, I hate to curse. My apologies.
it's a nice feel good story for Cabo Verde. It's a feel good story.
Yeah.
It's been a feel good story for all these African countries.
I think they're going. I don't think they're going to win, right? I think it's going to be fun.
They're going to fight Argentina. They're going to hang. They're going to try to hang with them.
Yeah, I don't.
It's tough though.
Who have they played? Who have they played so far?
An underachieving Spain team. As an example.
Here we go. Cabo Verde. You went to a 0-0 tie with Spain, with Saudi Arabia, and you tied 2-2 with Uruguay. So all their games were draws.
Yeah, and Uruguay, we need to talk about Uruguay before we finish this podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying it, Johnny. It's a nice story, but no. Argentina are the reigning World Cup champions, and Lionel Messi is literally right now the leading goal scorer in the World Cup.
No, I understand. I'm not saying that they're going to lose. I'm not saying that they're going to win.
I don't even think it's going to be.
Do not worry.
I don't think it's going to be close.
That's fair. Okay, well.
Watch. It's going to be like 4-2 or something. I think they're going to.
Argentina doesn't give up goals to lower teams.
That's not going to happen.
Now, the only thing I think of is, sometimes these teams that think they should win easily, they take the other team a little too light. They play a little, they kind of go easy.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
We've seen that.
Here's the thing I'll say, though. Messi sees a look at his legacy. He's got an opportunity to win back-to-back World Cups. Even Maradona didn't do that for Argentina.
And by the way, he watched this team take Spain to a 0-0 tie. He knows they're not messing around.
Oh, the whole team is going to be studying this. The whole team's got to be looking at tape of this.
They got to watch it. They got to be watching.
But Beast, this is not a great Spain team. It's not.
No,
they're not great. They're
I'm
good.
not saying that they're. I'm not saying that they're great or anything.
This Argentina team is way better than that Spain team.
I know.
Way better.
Well,
I'm sorry, mouth. I'm sorry, I didn't mean beast. I'm sorry, mouth. I meant mouth.
All right,
this Argentina team is way better than Spain. Not you, beast. I'm sorry, my apologies.
All good.
Mouth. It's a way better. This Argentina team is way better than that Spain team.
All right.
So now as the round of 16 is beginning to take shape. We'll get you out of here on the next round.
Sure.
Of the games that are set right now, we already talked about USA Belgium. Some of these other games could be very interesting. Canada Morocco. Who do you see winning that one?
I like Morocco.
I think Morocco's chances look good.
Yeah, they're really strong. They're very good. They're really good.
I expect Canada. Canada will not make this an easy one. I expect Canada's going to give them a fight. So I wouldn't sleep on Canada, but I like Morocco's chances.
Where are they playing?
I don't think it's in Canada. I think it's in Toronto. I mean, I think it's in California or something like that. I think. I could be wrong, though.
Let's take a look.
Although, if it's in Cali, they would definitely cheer Canada over Morocco.
It's not about that, though. It's not Canada, though. If they were playing in Toronto, I'd say, all right, well, that helps a lot. But
Houston, Texas.
Oh, Houston, yeah.
So it's going to be in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
On the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Oh,
on America's birthday. So that should be.
That's like the worst.
Yeah,
I got my Moroccan flag as well as this United States flag I'm wearing for my pop. My dad was born in Morocco. So.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So Beast is go Morocco. All right.
Well, I've got to look. I've got to support a couple countries. If Israel was in this, I'd also have an Israeli flag.
Fair
I'd have
enough.
all three flags. Paraguay, France. That's
I
that's a
gotta go.
curious one for me.
I
I
gotta
thought
go.
France should win that easily, but Paraguay shouldn't have beaten Germany, but they did.
Yeah, but that's not a great German side. This France team might be one of the best World Cup teams we've ever seen. I mean, they're on the cusp of it. If they keep this up, I mean, they're just running people out of the building.
Mm.
I saw Germany, Ivory Coast. I told you last week they looked really good, but completely disjointed, like they didn't know what to do with each other.
Well, it's an
And
older
there you
team.
go.
Germany had an older team as well. They're not the young pups that they once were a few years back.
You
That,
would think they would have more continuity.
that's what I would have thought too. Sometimes things change over time.
The manager is a big part of it too. Julian
All right.
Nagel.
Then we got
There you go.
Brazil and Norway.
That is going to be
This is like
a
a trap
nightmare.
game for Brazil. I think for Brazil, this is a bit of a trap game.
That's going to be a nightmare.
It's an interesting thing because Carlo Ancelotti, who's arguably one of the greatest managers in football history, um, made unbelievable decisions at the half against Japan the other day. He's just one of the best man managers that's ever walked the planet. I don't think this is a vintage Brazil team, but there's holes in Norway. I'll take Brazil.
Mm. Now, this is also
Yeah.
if they get a healthy Neymar back in the lineup. If you're Brazil, if they can get
Well,
Neymar at 100%,
he's
close.
Ancelotti's basically said he's only going to be a super sub. He can't give you more than, like 30 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, whatever.
You're going to
He's
see him
just
late.
not he doesn't have those kind of legs in him. So,
And then, of course, you're going to be dealing with Erling Haaland. Definitely don't sleep on Haaland.
yep.
This he
Mhm.
plays 100% every single possession, so
Yeah.
Haaland's going to be lurking.
Yorkers.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Nusa, who also had a big goal
And
the other night.
Odegaard.
Mm.
Well, they're a complete team. We've spoken about how they're a
Just
dark
not good on
horse.
defense, though. Just not good on defense.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
Well, here's the thing. Brazil orchestrated the takedown of a team that many people thought were going to be in the top 4 of this tournament.
That being Japan.
Yep.
Yeah, look, I mean, Japan. What cost Japan was 2 mistakes.
That's it.
2 mistakes. You didn't cover the 2 scores. You didn't do that extra little cover and make that little defensive stop. And Brazil, you give them a little space, and they're off to the races. That's really all Brazil needs.
And you're seeing the best of Vinny Jr. right now.
Vinicius, yeah, he's an amazing player.
Yeah, he had a tough year at Real Madrid, but he is absolutely brilliant when he puts on the yellow kit of Brazil.
Now, if this bracket, particularly with Brazil, Norway, Mexico, and England, shapes up, I mean, can you imagine if we get Brazil, Mexico? Can you imagine Brazil and Mexico on July 11th? That should be. I mean, it's going to probably favor Mexico more than I think it favors Brazil.
No matchup with right now. No matchup with Mexico favors anyone but Mexico, because they're in Azteca. They get to play their entire tournament in that place until
the semifinals.
Yeah, then it goes to the United States. It'll be in the Meadowlands, etc. We'll host the final, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the semis. Too, I think the semis. I think as well.
Oh, semis. Yeah. Okay.
So you go from the Azteca to basically New York City.
Well, that's what it's going to be, because this World Cup is 3 countries, so it's north.
So basically, you're going to home too.
Yep. I could tell you. Look, when the next World Cup happens in 4 years from now, the 2030 Cup, which is going to be the 100th FIFA World Cup in
6
the history
countries.
of 6. Yeah. Well, the next one will be in 6 portions of Morocco. We'll be in 6 different cities. They're going to build. They're on the verge of building one of the largest stadiums that will ever have a World Cup in, enough to seat 115,000 people. That's what Morocco's building. Can you imagine 115,000?
So basically, the University of Michigan Stadium.
Yep.
Yeah. Just going to try to see if I can get the name. It's going to be the largest stadium in the world. There we go. Hassan II Stadium, the Grand Stade de Casablanca, is going to be the biggest stadium in Morocco and the largest football stadium in the world when it's completed, enough to fit 115,000 people.
It's pretty
Could
awesome.
you imagine if Mexico US happened?
If it did, that would have been, that would have been pretty nice. A battle of bordering countries, and obviously,
I mean, it can.
well, right now the way
Where
it's
can
set,
that intersect? Where can that intersect?
that will not happen unless we get to the finals. That's very unlikely to happen unless we get to the finals. And
That would be a
unfortunately, yeah,
so.
USA's in a different USA's in a completely different bracket. Right.
By the way,
Actually,
there.
oh
By
no,
the way,
actually it could actually match up by the it could yeah, well, no, it can't it won't be able to intersect in the semis in the final 8. It'll have to probably maybe final 4. And that's a big maybe. Maybe the
oh,
final 4 you
yeah,
get that
because I
matchup.
think I think the United States would have to go through France. I think, right?
Oh yeah,
France is in the upper portion. Uh, they're lined up to play Morocco next round. We could have a
Yeah, but
rematch of the
yeah, but I.
semifinal of the 22 Cup.
Okay, so wait, no, because somebody had to go through France. Because I remember somebody had to go through France to get to the finals, and you're like, ugh, that's not good. Because I know France and Argentina are on the other side.
Canada
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Canada and Morocco, they're in that same bracket with Paraguay and France.
Yeah,
So if Morocco wins, they're taking on France more than likely without even an argument.
right, right. But
And then
then,
the USA will take on either Croatia, Portugal, Spain, or Austria
right,
if they get past Belgium. And then I already mentioned Brazil, Norway, Mexico, England. You're going to be facing one of those powerhouses if you're Brazil or Norway next round.
right.
If it's Mexico, absolutely good luck because I don't think you're winning that. And then the bottom half, the Colombia one is the matchup. We could see Colombia, Argentina possibly by the next round.
Yeah,
That's the matchup you said, Matt. Argentina does not want
yeah.
is
It's
Colombia.
it's just the strongest. It's just the strongest opponent they would probably face. I would think. Once you assume that they'll get through Cape Verde, and then yeah, Colombia. I think is this. If you look at the bottom half of that bracket, it feels like because I'm not blown away by England, to be honest with you. If at some point you have to play them, I think Colombia is really good. I think they're a really underrated side.
Well,
I'm telling you something. I think if England goes to the Azteca, it's bye bye.
oh yeah, no, it's without a doubt.
Well,
They're already complaining about
they are
it's
going to
high
the
altitude. You're
Azteca.
playing in the high altitude of
Bye.
Mexico, and
Uh,
England's already been kind of complaining
Later.
about it already. And England, oh, we're not prepared
See
for
ya.
high altitude. So, well, that's
Yep.
what it is.
If you're not prepared, if you're
Mexico
not
waited
prepared,
40 years. Mexico waited 40 years to win a knockout stage. 40 years.
yeah,
yep. And they're
1982
doing it at home. Yep. And they're
1986,
doing it at
or
home.
86. That's right.
And
86.
Yeah,
So it's been a very long time coming for a very football rich country in Mexico. And this will be a great moment for them. It'll be a great moment for all of South America. You've already seen what the crowds were like, not just in Azteca, but like we're talking in Guadalajara, in Mexico City, where the previous game was held, and you saw the mountains in
Monterey
Monterey.
as
Yeah, there
well.
we go, Monterey, the mountains overlooking the stadium. That was just one of the most scenic views I've ever seen in a country like Mexico. It's really beautiful.
Yeah,
At
it
night with
is.
the beautiful skyline and the mountains
It's
overlooking
a
the stadium there.
beautiful country. Like everybody talks so much crap about that place, and there are a lot of beautiful things
The
about
mountains in
Mexico.
Mexico are amazing. I've seen scenery. Even if you take the trains through there, the mountain and the mountain ranges and the woods are just beautiful.
I mean, obviously, it was safe enough to host a good portion of this tournament.
Yeah, Mexico City, fine. Monterrey, fine. It's when you go to Veracruz. It's when you go to Tamaulipas.
Or yeah, other
When you
places. But
go to
there are
Matamoros.
or
Those are the areas
Baja,
that are a little
or
bit more. Those areas are a little bit more. Got to be
yeah, I
careful.
get it. I get it, but like you know what I mean. But like yeah, every place in the world has their good spots and their bad
Yeah.
spots. It's like everywhere
Look how it
else.
was when Brazil hosted the Olympics in 2016. Look how that looked. There were a lot of concerns, but the games did happen, and thankfully, we had a great Olympics in Brazil.
Yeah,
Take nothing away from that.
so many people were worried about how it was going to be
Well,
when people came here.
Zika virus was running around at that time.
Yeah, people were worried about how it was going to be when people came here. Guess what? We welcomed everyone.
Yeah,
Everyone's cool.
that's that.
Like, you know what? That's
That's
how
what it
we
is.
are here. That's how the people are. I don't care. We
That's one of the
are
great things I've
welcoming,
loved with this
loving
cup.
people.
That's one of the great things I've loved with this cup is you've seen these countries. You've seen the French fans in the prospect. If you go to the Park Slope, the Carroll Gardens area, it's become a very large French population over there. A lot of French have moved in, and you see the crowds in the little bars in Brooklyn there, and the French fans getting along with their fellow fans. You see the Norway fans getting along, really thriving in New York and just coming in the United States. It's a blessing for these countries to come to the United States. They consider it a blessing to be in the U.S. They love the camaraderie. They love the competition. They like the people.
Well, I mean,
This is what the World Cup does.
on a sillier note, I mean, I know they got knocked out in the group stage and they were absolutely piss poor in terms of their performance. But the Boston Globe actually published a letter to the Tartan Army from Scotland,
Mm,
thanking them for turning
yeah,
Boston into the most fun week they ever had. They're like,
yeah.
you turned everything into a party
That's
where
what you love.
people were singing, dancing, and drinking. They drank the place dry, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, the Boston Globe published a letter thanking them.
yeah. You got a lot of Irish also that live in the
Yeah.
Massachusetts and in the New
Oh,
York
well,
area. We got
yeah.
a lot of
Put,
Irish.
putting it mildly. Speaking to a guy whose last name is O'Boyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, the Irish, the Scots, the Irish, they're a major
Yeah,
backbone. They're a major
yeah.
backbone of some of these countries.
Unfortunately, my home country can never fucking qualify. Oh, sorry, I apologize. Can never qualify.
It's okay.
Can never qualify for a World Cup. Or
Ireland will
like,
get their chance. I feel like
uh,
Ireland will get its opportunity.
no, I
It
don't
will.
know. I don't
Look,
know.
if Haiti could make it in, if Curacao made it in, if Cabo Verde, one of the smallest countries, could get in,
I know, but it's
Ireland could make it in
But it's
too.
the same thing with Scotland. Scotland and Ireland have the same thing. It's the organizations that run the football organization, like the people who run it. It's just a disaster. Scotland's a
You
train
know what
wreck.
they do? You know what they do? They hire like drunken. They hire drunken fans. Like what they
That's
do to
not. That's
run
not
the
what that.
organization is they
Why don't you
get
just
like
throw out more stereotypes? Maybe they don't
Oh,
hire
here's an
smart
idea.
people.
Hire Gordon Ramsay, who used to play soccer, by the way. People don't realize Gordon Ramsay, before he became a chef, played
Yeah,
soccer for Scotland.
yeah.
Hire Gordon Ramsay to run the Scottish team. I assure you, Scotland's going to come to play every single day.
He's
I'll
probably
throw
not
out more
wrong.
stereotypes. I'm part Scottish. I could do that.
Yeah, but you're not Irish, though. They're drunken people. No, they're just not smart. There's a
I hope
difference.
Italy will come back. I want to see Italy back in the
Oh,
in,
I
in the
know.
FIFA World Cup
Well,
again as
Italy will
well.
never. Italy will never come back.
that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, come on, Mouth. You mustn't say things like that. That's your native homeland. That's
That's
your
not. Yeah,
that's your
I don't.
that's
I
your
don't.
native blood. Come
I
on.
don't. I don't agree with that either.
You know
No,
how much of New York is we have so many Italians that live in our city of New York, and they
no,
want to
they'll
see Italy back here.
they'll be back at some point. They'll be back.
You know why we had to sacrifice Italy in the World Cup for the Knicks to win the championship.
Come on.
Here
Okay.
we go.
Italy will
All
never
right.
be in the World Cup again. It,
I think
it,
we're
it was
gonna.
blood magic. It was blood magic that had to be done. Okay.
All right. Well. Anyways, the point of the matter is we've had a
Oh,
very exciting opening to this knockout stage. 10 games in, and we've already seen some spectacular soccer, some amazing moments already, and we're not even halfway through this first round yet.
all
That's
right.
the
So
beauty of this.
I wanted Beast. I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Sure, go
Who
ahead.
do you think ends up winning the goal the player of the tournament?
Oh, the goal. Oh, like you mean like the Golden Boot or the?
Yeah, no, not the golden boot. That's for goals. But
Yeah,
the like the player, like, because the funny thing is like there's like a huge kind of like conversation right now about whether it's Messi, whether
it's
it's
Mbappe.
Holland,
Mbappe.
Mbappe, but Elise is the one that is stealing so many like people's kind of like concept, because they're like everything runs through Michael Elise.
Mm. Well, I mean, look, if
And
if
I
we,
just think and Harry Kane has to be in the equation as well.
yeah.
He literally saved England today.
Well, I'm gonna say at the end of this, for me, I think no doubt, I think it's gonna be Messi. I think Messi. This is probably the last hurrah you're gonna see of Messi. I don't
You
know if
would
he
think,
plays in
yeah.
another. I don't think he plays another cup,
No,
even though.
I'd agree with you.
But
I'd
then
agree with
again, Ronaldo 41 did it, so what's to say Messi can't do it?
Yeah,
But
I think the thing is Messi. I feel like Messi doesn't have the ego that Ronaldo has. I think he's willing to walk away and leave a legacy, whereas Ronaldo, it's so hard for him to leave the um
yeah,
the spotlight behind.
but one
And
thing you're definitely
also,
seeing with Messi, he's playing loose and free. He's
yeah,
not playing with nerves. He doesn't have the world on his
because he
shoulders
won it,
anymore.
because he won it.
Right.
Now, here's the other thing. I don't know if you saw, the United States just offered Pochettino a new 4-year contract.
Well,
Now, I would never have thought so, but he is one of the highest paid managers in the world. He might take it. I mean, it's a lot of money to do a very little amount of work.
he's already got more people believing in the U.S. than any other coach we've had over the years. You
Yeah.
had Buckholt,
Yeah.
you had Berhalter, and then you had
Oh
Bruce Arena.
God.
You had Bruce Arena. Remember him?
Uh,
And look, I like Bruce Arena. I liked Bruce Arena. He was a solid. He's been here doing U.S. soccer for years,
Yeah.
no
and the
one
U.S.
looks
couldn't
solid.
perform for him, and the U.S. came up short with him.
Yeah, but it's
Uh,
an interesting dynamic though, because if I would never have thought for 5 seconds that Pochettino would sign a new contract. And by the way, I'll leave you with this. I don't know if you guys saw how they ended the match tonight.
Country Roads by John
Well,
Denver.
no, they went
Oh no,
country roads. They did, of course. They went country roads, which they've been doing now.
yeah,
But they kept the feed on. So it went country roads into Elvis doing "Falling in Love with You,"
yep.
into Freebird, into Sweet Home Alabama. I'm like, are you trying to break my heart right now? I'm like, you literally played 4 of my favorite songs of all time.
Also,
I'm like,
because our country is approaching its 250th birthday, we're playing the
exactly. I
classic
know.
American songs,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
heartbeat of America. Why do
Yeah,
you think
I
I'm
know.
wearing the
yeah.
flag today? I'm not just wearing the flag because the U.S. won, because we're
No,
approaching our birthday. This is
I
the.
know. I know.
I'm wearing it
So.
with pride, though. I'm wearing Old Glory with pride today.
Well, I changed my profile pic for you guys because I
Yeah,
figured
Captain America,
that's
which is
it.
ironically Pulisic's nickname.
I know. And it's funny though, you know who's really become Captain America? Is Weston McKinney, honestly. He
Well,
really is.
Mm.
He's the heart. He's the heart of the team. Pulisic is the talent, but Weston McKinney is the one who goes out and throws his body around like a mad dog. Like
I think we're only
literally,
just seeing we're only scratching the surface of what McKinney can actually do. I think we're just only
he's
scratching the surface with him.
he's phenomenal.
Adams is
And
also a
so
solid kid. I love Adams too.
yeah, listen, Tyler Adams is spectacular. The only problem with Tyler Adams is he's just had fitness issues.
Mm.
He gets hurt a lot, but
Yeah.
he's spectacular. He's all
So
heart. He's like an old school enforcer. Like, he's like the guy who will, if you hurt my guy, I'm gonna hurt you, kind of thing.
Very
my
well.
And
question is this: does Balogun's suspension help him like I think it does, or does it
no,
actually hurt his
no,
momentum?
it hurts
Well,
because you can't guarantee he's gonna get to play another match after this.
yeah. Well, if we don't get past Belgium,
Then
that's it. And that
yeah.
is it.
Yeah, no, it
That's
I
hurt.
it.
It hurts. It flat out hurts. There's no other way around it.
No, I understand it hurts. It hurts considering, like, if they don't beat Belgium, they're out.
Yeah,
But if they get past Belgium, does
yeah,
it help or
but
hurt
you can't
Balogun?
in a single knockout tournament. You can't think about it that way. You need your best players
Yeah.
available.
And the
And
U.S. Look, they dug deep. They did dig deep with 10 players down to hold off Bosnia today, and
yeah,
that was
but
huge.
Belgium are better than Bosnia and
Well, they're not
Herzegovina.
going to miss. They're not going to miss chances when they're there,
Yeah, no,
and they're
no.
going to keep the pressure up throughout the entire 90 plus minutes.
And
That's just it.
I felt bad for Balogun.
That's,
He was heartbroken. You could see when
yeah.
he was walking off the pitch
Well,
that because it wasn't violent.
no.
You
I
know,
wish there was a way they could overrule that red card.
I know.
Maybe have the people look at it again and say, "Does that look malicious to you? Does that look like a
Yeah,
guy that tried to
I
hurt
know.
somebody?"
No, I know. It
There's
wasn't
no
like
way. There's no
no,
like
no,
petition they could
no,
put in
No.
no,
afterwards.
Once you have
no.
a
Review
red
board,
card, that's
nothing.
it. That red
That's
card
it.
carries into
That's
the
it.
next round. The
Yeah,
only thing that changed, and this is the one little positive, whatever yellow cards you got from uh, the group
round of 30.
stage,
Yeah,
they get wiped out come
they
the
get
knockout
wiped
stage.
out.
So you
Yeah,
start with zero
yeah,
again. That's about
yeah.
the only thing. But anybody now that's going to have a yellow card is in danger of picking up that second one that could become a red card, and
That
then you
was
miss your next
that
match.
was why Pochettino rested all the guys that were on a yellow against Turkey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
understandable.
Yeah, because he
Absolutely
was
have
like,
to do that.
I don't want to put them in a position where I could lose them
No
in
doubt.
the round of 32.
Well,
Yeah.
he's got
Makes
this team
absolute
ready. He
sense.
got this team prepared, and they're playing with spirit, and I love it. I hope, and they're a young team. That's one of the great things. This is a young team that can really, I think, you give them this World Cup stage has given them a lot more exposure, a lot more
And
cohesiveness as we go.
I'll say this, I was shocked. He seemed genuinely passionate about this project tonight. Like
Yes.
you saw him when the end of the match came and they won 2-0 with 10 men. He seemed like he was genuinely beaming.
Yeah.
Like because if you remember, he was really like angry and frustrated
Yeah.
after the Turkey loss,
Yeah.
even though it didn't mean anything. He
Yeah.
apologized. He apologized for it to the reporters that he had dealt with
Mm-hmm.
at the press conference after that match. He apologized for it because he had been very grumpy and everything else.
Yeah.
Um, Tonight he looked really genuinely like
Yeah. That's what you love.
embracing the idea of being this manager.
And he's from
So,
Argentina, which is a big thing. So that could even be better for the U.S. having somebody from an Argentina that maybe
oh
could,
yeah,
hey, we might know, I might be able to give you some of the secrets if you want to beat Argentina, if you want to beat
yeah,
some of these
well,
top South American
yeah.
teams, maybe
Okay,
even the European.
let's start with the first thing. Figure out a way to not let Lionel Messi destroy us.
Well,
Yeah.
of course.
Step.
I mean,
How about this? Step two: get past Belgium without your second best player.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
they don't have a choice
the
now.
U.S. will have till Monday to start making decisions what they're going to do with this game. I hope they make the right decision because you're going to need it if you're going to beat Belgium, period. With that being said, we're halfway through the knockout stage. We're getting close to the Sweet 16. The last batch of games will be taking place over the next couple days here. Games tomorrow. We're getting to the fun enjoyment and excitement here of this round. Matt O'Boyle.
You wanna come back next week, Matt?
Yeah,
Why
absolutely.
not? Why not bring
Whatever
you
you guys
back,
need. Whatever you
Matt?
guys need.
We look to have you back here again with us next week and dive into that Sweet Six, get into the Sweet 16, and really we'll get our thoughts on this. And I think we're due for an even more exciting second half of this round of 32. I feel like we're still going to see another. I think we have some more exciting moments coming.
Absolutely.
All right, Matt. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for taking some time with us. Former host of New Yorkers Sports Rant, Mighty Sports Express podcast. Big soccer man here, our soccer
And
expert for FIFA.
he is our soccer expert for downtown sports. He is the downtown sports soccer expert. He is the guy who basically took this loud, ranting, over knowledgeable guy on sports and helped turn him into a radio personality.
There we go.
So if you like me, thank him for that. If you hate me, then this is the guy responsible. I'll make sure that you never know where his address is.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Matt. Thank you for taking some time with us, and we'll see you right back here again
Hey,
next
thanks for
week.
having me on, guys. Have a great
Always.
night.
We
Always.
appreciate you,
Matt
Matty.
O'Boyle, our soccer expert, and he will join us again as we get to the round of 16 in the FIFA World Cup knockout stage. But for now, that's going to conclude this special soccer edition of Downtown Sports. I want to thank Chris DeLarge. I want to thank Tony Mainville. I want to thank Matt O'Boyle for joining us here today. You can listen to Downtown Sports. We're on 24 different platforms. We're on Spotify for creators, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Bullhorn, Podbay, Listen Notes, Podcast Addict, Verbal, Castro.fm, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Podvine, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, TuneIn, YouTube, and on TikTok. Episodes, rants, digital market battles, specials every week. We are Downtown Sports, and we are where sports come home.
We appreciate you. I am sorry for the late appearance on the show, boys. I have been sick as a dog all week, but I made it. My voice is about to give out. So for Matt, for Beast, it's Mouth. We out. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.